Okay, so today our topic is about dynamic pricing. Anybody who knows or experienced dynamic pricing on their experience while buying or selling something. We'll talk more about it as we go. In this session, we'll talk about what we'll define it, why there is something called dynamic pricing, what is the motive behind it, is it something really new? We recently started to hear about dynamic pricing, but we were doing this previously in other industries before even the e-commerce. What are the industries that are clean and clear in adopting dynamic pricing, and based on what conditions? Does this work? Is it something that helps the customer and the business, or it's just a hype? So dynamic pricing is a mechanism where businesses offer their products and services in using different price models based on market demand. So there are a set of conditions that are related to each industry that makes this industry do or use the dynamic pricing. The first thing that you could think of is that it's only increasing sales or topping up the prices, but we will discover that sometimes you use dynamic prices for other reasons by maybe reducing the prices shown to the customers. Is it something new? Some industries, like the airline, when you book, everybody's booking airline tickets or a hotel online. And if you start early enough and keep monitoring the progress on the offers that you're receiving, you will see different prices for the same hotel. If you're using booking.com, for example, first of all, it keeps targeting you and showing you ads on the same hotel or hotels that you selected. Then you discover every day, and based on your buying behavior, they offer you sometimes on Fridays, they offer you special prices, they reduce it a little bit, they try to increase it. As you are approaching to the booking time, you start to see prices sometimes go slightly higher because they think you're reaching to the decision point and they want to make some extra profit on you. So airlines, you'll discover, we'll talk about this, sometimes they are abusing, from customer point of view, they're abusing this by making them pay more for the same thing. Football games, the less important or popular games, they are getting cheaper rates. When you get to the semifinals and the finals, prices change every day, and that was a long time ago. Now, also, if you go back to the traditional business, when you have a manufacturing facility, for example, and they have specific capacity, if they can get enough contracts on time, then as they are filling up their capacity, they have the capability to increase their prices a little bit. If they are not booked and they have extra capacity for manufacturing, they are willing to take reduce their prices in order to fill up the capacity because of the nature of the work. So if you have a fixed overhead kind of business, you want to make sure that you're optimizing your capacity, and that sometimes comes on the compromise of prices and giving special offers. Why people are using dynamic prices? In some cases, proven cases, when an industry or certain customers adopted that approach, they saw 25% increase on their revenue. So if this is done smartly, like we will see Amazon, how Amazon is doing that, you can increase your revenue, you can increase your sales in general by selling more products, and upselling the price of the same product. Another thing that, as I mentioned, it's not always just increasing the prices. Sometimes you have excess stock, where you want just to get rid of this excess stock, and you offer it to some segment of your customers, like the first time buyers. People signed up into the website or into the portal, and they want to buy. So in order to offload some of this stock, you can offer it to this segment specifically on like a discounted price. So you're a new customer, just signed up into the website. You see this for a price, while regular customers can see it for a higher prices. This also, the technique, it's a little bit detailed. Sometimes if you are a repeat customer, we want to give you an incentive. So you bought several times from the company, and accordingly we want to reduce the price a little bit for you in order just to make you buy more and have the return on the return out of that repeat customer higher. How we can achieve this? Obviously, in order to be able to offer the customers different segmentation and give them specific prices and discounted prices, or give them different price points, you need to know all what you can about your customer. Today, when you sign up to a website, to a portal or website, like so many applications are running, tracing your behavior, where you're browsing, what you're doing, what you're buying habits, and some of them even consolidate with other portals when they detect this kind of profile and what is expected from this persona, what they will be buying, to which level they can go with pricing. So you need a detailed systems that aggregate this data and come up with certain criteria in order to offer you unique price. In previously, especially in the United States, when the e-commerce start to compete with the traditional stores, they created the concept of price matching. So if you are buying a screen, a laptop, or any other gadget that's available online, you go check the price. If it's in the store higher than what's online, the store manager was granted the power to do the discount for you to match that price in order to continue be competitive and not to lose that customer. Today, many tools also are available online where you can compare based on the UPC code or the SKU of the item. You just scan it, you get to these websites. It gives you the prices on like so many websites. So you will see it on Amazon, eBay, what are prices that are offered for such a product. This is the outcome of such comparison are fed into the systems, and systems start adjusting these prices accordingly. The clear one on dynamic prices is if you have a demand on limited kind of stock. If you have this kind of watches and it's a limited quantity and there is big demand on it, you see the companies start increasing the price a little bit so that you can increase your margins and make more profit on that one. As I mentioned, if in some cases, if people are really hitting a certain product and you want to have that, they want it, you show different prices for normal customers, just walk-in customers, versus the ones who are repeat and you want to maintain. Other conditions is sometimes if you book a flight or if you book a car on Uber, for example, in the middle of the week, you will have prices definitely cheaper than going in a weekend or end of year or specific event, so they will charge you more. Even today in the morning, I heard in the keynotes that Uber charges you more if they detect even your mobile battery state. So if you're going out of battery, they will charge you more. So it's all the data points are being collected, and prices are impacted by this. Any questions? Any questions so far? Okay. These are examples about how dynamic prices sometimes are being used or sometimes abused by the service provider when they try to detect what you're doing. In some cases, it's known in the industry that people are coming on Mac phones or iPhones. They are being considered like high spender. In general, this is even by the definition of Google, not us. So in some cases, prices were increased just for the reason that you're browsing on a Mac computer, using Mac iOS or an iPhone. So you might, because you're booking your ticket using an iPhone, you're paying like maybe 10% more than somebody who's doing the same, booking the same thing using an Android device or a Windows-based operating system. So it goes to this this level. Another thing is frequent flyers. Who's having a frequent flyer program signed up? Don't be surprised if your traveling agent is charging you more because you're frequent flying. This is the Delta Airline. This is a case study that's documented. You can find it on the internet. I have the reference for it. Sometimes they charge $300 extra for people who are flying more than the norm, because they think you're flying out of business because of business reasons, and you are obliged to do that, and accordingly, maybe the company is paying for it, and then they will charge you more. So maybe the best is to log off your browser, try to check the prices, then log in again and see what they will do for you. It happened to me that at a certain point in time, I was sitting beside somebody on the same trip, like that gentleman, and it wasn't him, but like what happened the last time, and we were chatting. Then we discovered that he paid more than what I did for the same trip. We're on the same air flight trip, and he paid more, and we're sitting next to each other, and it was a significant amount of money. So you can never tell if that was done like Delta Airline case, or it's just the agent who did that for him. In dynamic pricing and upselling, with all, again, the data that's being collected about the customer and knowing the behavior, sometimes for a suit, the system can tell that you're willing to pay this amount for a suit. So say $500. The system, when it gives the recommendation for you or gives you the suggested suits that you can buy, they will offer you they will not offer the 500 suit that you will directly buy. They will offer you a little bit higher price point in order to upsell you on the same item. So you will not see that the 500 or 400, you will see the 600, 650, and then your price point will move up. So that's also one of the things that happen. Proximity of the delivery point. If you're in Dubai, my warehouse is in Dubai, it's naturally that I will give you a price that's less than the price that I will offer you when you're in a different country, because especially in this part of the world, it's not intercountry transportation and custom duties and processing costs a significant amount of money. So it's normal that you'll see the price for a product for $100, and if you buy it in Saudi Arabia, then you have to pay a little bit more on the price level itself. So also in the United States, if you're close to the fulfillment centers, they will tend to deliver faster, and it will cost you a little bit less in order to reduce the logistical costs that you have when you deliver products. So these are some of the ways prices are being determined. Does it work? We have a guy from Amazon here. Yes, it does. And according to studies, Amazon made lots of profit, at least according to e-consultancy, between 2012 and 2013, they saw big revenue increase because of the dynamic pricing. Amazon is huge, and they know everything that you do on the site, and they can determine what you will be doing. They have so many data point collections where they know prices, and the systems is adjusting the prices every 10 minutes. Imagine all these products are being visited by Amazon, and they change the prices accordingly. So that's not in hand of many e-commerce websites, but this is how you can take that thin margin a little bit and push it higher. It's the thing that we're talking about is new in the market. In this region, we don't really have all these technological solutions that will help these companies analyze, and we don't have enough data sources in order to implement dynamic pricing like what Amazon is doing. But what we can do is to detect where you're buying. We'll give you a little bit of a discount. If you're coming as a first time into the website, we can give you reduce the price a little bit. We can, as I mentioned, offload some of the stock to the new customers. If you're working across countries, then you should expect to pay a little bit higher. So dynamic pricing, with all the pressure that's being put on the e-commerce and even the traditional brick and mortar shops, are working on small and thin margins, will help the industry, and could be an opportunity for the customer. Some people were asking if this is legal. Yeah, it's at the end, this is legal. You're offering a price and you stick to it. It's up to the customer to accept it or not. Also, in the case that we mentioned, that we have like people are paying more and they are sitting beside each other. At the end, think about it. If you're the other guy who paid less, so it's an opportunity also for the customer. I'm done with my presentation. So, do anybody have any question? Yeah.
Morning.
Good morning.
Really good presentation. Thank you very much. As a retailer, we always have to, or we always believe we have to communicate the price and the discount on any marketing material, whether that be on the homepage, on an email, or even in an offline piece of paper, to get the customer to click and get the customer to come to the product page. Yeah. So if you're communicating a 10% discount, save up to 500 riyals, how do you manage that communication when the price might be changing on the product page? And have you got any experience of that at Wysada?
Yeah. The thing, I mean, when you communicate an offer, you have definitely to freeze your price at that point in time. Normally, people are doing this through discounts, as you mentioned, or having reward points coming. If you come back and if you purchase this, you will be also getting some reward or loyalty kind of thing where you can use it later on. But the thing that you cannot do is to fix an ad, say this is the price, and when they get into your website, they see different prices. So when it comes to promotion, answering your question, you need to fix that price for that duration at least, or communicate that clearly that prices might change. Prices across countries will normally you don't put the price. And as a trick, you take this coupon, you get 10% of the price that you will see on the website.
My name is Badur Shadawi. I have a question regarding pricing differently depending on the version of the phone, the example that you gave. If an iOS user might be charged a little bit higher than an Android user. Have you seen any backlash from that, since people do share information a lot on social media?
Actually, we don't do that ourselves, but what's happening is that as part of the evaluation of what price some websites will offer you, they take that into consideration. And some people detected that and they claimed it. And some used the trick that I mentioned, that they used another device, or they logged out of their accounts and they started to see what prices are being presented. But in general, sometimes there are some targeting to the people who come with Apple kind of products or operating systems. So you want to advertise this specifically to them, and sometimes it's overstated. But in our case, in our experience, no, we didn't do that.